Rob Star Gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you do me a favor, smash that like button as you're coming in. I'm getting a poll. I'm getting a poll question here up for you guys. Hold on one second. Trying to get you a poll question up this morning. There we go. All right, I got the poll question up for the day as well for you. What should the Carolina Panthers prioritize during their bye week? Basically, the first one is improvise offensive strategies, play calling. Second one is strengthen defense, with like new drills, tactics, focus on players' health, injury recovery, obviously, evaluate, adjust the roster for, better team balance. I mean, there's a lot that's going to go on into this bye week that I wanted to talk about that we got to look into. I feel like we got to look into what this draft looks like now. Good morning. Good afternoon, Jen. Good afternoon, Marcos. Good afternoon, Miss Lassiter. Good afternoon to T-Tops. And yes, shout out. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans that are watching, wherever you may be. And however you may be doing, shout out to you guys, man. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for the veterans, right? I wouldn't be able to live freely and feel safe if I and to be able to do YouTube as a part of my life. And so shout out to the veterans that are out there that have served our country or are serving our country. And if any veterans that watch me, appreciate you guys. So shout out to all you guys and thank you for your service and God bless. I really appreciate that. We appreciate everything you do here, especially at the Ropp Star Report. We appreciate everything that you do. So I appreciate you guys. So yeah, I got a bunch of topics that I want to talk about today. I want to talk about first things first. I want to get my Monday afternoon rant done with you guys. I want to start off with my Monday afternoon rant. That's what we're going to call this segment. Because here's the reality, Panthers fans. We've got to talk about something like this team should be packed up, sent off, and rebranded as the Munich Panthers. Why? Because honestly, if there's any chance of salvaging what's left of this franchise, it's probably sitting in Germany beer hall somewhere. And I'm honestly kidding for the most part. I'm honestly kidding. I'm not saying that we should move to Munich, Germany. It's actually more of a joke. But here's the thing. Obviously, Carolina Panthers fans were on a high right now. A lot of people are on a high because of this streak. And yes, it's a 2-win streak as we hit a 2-win streak for the first time since week 3 of 2021. So let's put that into a depressing context real quick, because that was 5 head coaches ago in NFL time. That's practically a lifetime, right? Sam Darnold was the quarterback, and since then, the Panthers have chummed through coaches, schemes, like it's an annual tradition. So here we are. We got a couple of scrappy wins, and then suddenly I feel like there's a lot of hope from this fan base. And I get it, but the bar is so low, it's buried underground. Like, this team's on a bye now. And maybe that's the best thing that we have for us right now. We have 3 wins in the bag from before midseason. We're already on pace to beat the entire 2023, or we already beat the 2023 win total. right? In the past 6 seasons, all right, the Panthers have barely scrapped together more than 7 wins a year. 7. That means if somehow stumble our way into a 5-win season, we'll have bested every single year that Matt Rule, Steve Wilkes, Frank Wright, Chris Tabor half-hearted graced the sidelines. Like now, yes, it's true. We've beaten only teams with combined records of 7-22. Okay. These teams are so bad, their coaches will be packing up offices by January. And if you think that's a reason to celebrate, we need to have a reality check, ladies and gentlemen. Because next up, if you go look at the Panthers schedule, which we looked at it yesterday, you've got the Chiefs coming off the bye. You're at the Philadelphia Eagles, and and then you got the Atlanta Falcons. Teams that could crush our faint glimmer of a season without breaking the sweat. All those teams are playoff contenders. Like, let's be real about the draft. Because now that's another thing. Let's talk about the draft. All right? Let's talk about this draft. Here's the brutal truth, ladies and gentlemen. That big win yesterday is not pushing us toward the playoffs. No, it's pushing us further down the NFL draft order in a year where the quarterback talent pool is about as shallow as a puddle. We're looking at the 2025 NFL draft like it's our salvation. Yet now we're now fighting for a mid-round pick instead of top 5 potential. So while it's a win that costs us long term. Okay? But that's where we are, right? Like, the Panthers need more than a high draft pick. They need a cultural reset, though. So I agree with this win because we need to prove a winning culture back here. We need to improve that keep pounding culture once again. The Panthers need more than a high draft pick. Again, they need a culture reset. We cannot disagree with that. Like a full gut job on the inside, right? Maybe a ritual cleansing while they're at it. Dave Canales is challenged of injecting some fire, some real guts into his locker room. And I'm not a fan of tanking. Never have been, never will. So forget tanking for a better pick. Okay? There's not a damn quarterback worth it this year, ladies and gentlemen. We saw that this weekend. If you watch college football this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, this might be the worst quarterback draft class we've seen in a very, very long time. Because the NCAA is watered down. The quarterback play is watered down in the NCAA because you can thank all that NIL bullshit and that transfer portal. That's why you see the quarterback play. And that's why you see a watered down NCAA because anybody can beat you on any given Saturday. Normally it's teams that, like, the perfect example is the Ole Miss and Georgia game this past Saturday. Shows you perfectly. Roadmaster, shout out to you. If anybody's a veteran in the chat, shout out to you today. Happy Veterans Day, by the way. Happy Veterans Day, by the way. I did mention that at the beginning of the channel, but for some that maybe have just joined, shout out to you guys. All right. I appreciate what you do for our country. All right. Y'all are true Americans to us, to me to keep me, my family safe. So, and for me to be able to do YouTube and work freely and have the freedom of speech and feel safe living in the United States of America, it's because of you guys. So, thank you for blessing us and thank you for your service and God bless you. I appreciate that. But again, nobody can tell me that this quarterback class is really worth any of them. Cam Ward is a fraud. I told you guys this. Cam Ward is not that good. Shedeur Sanders is not that good. The best quarterbacks that we're looking at right now in this draft class is probably Quinn Ewers, Drew Allard, Jackson Dart, which I keep telling you, Jackson Dart is him. Did you see what he did against Georgia? Did you see what Jackson Dart did to Georgia's defense? But y'all want to say Shedeur Sanders, man. He's so good. Cam Ward, he's so good. You know what Shedeur Sanders will become in the NFL? He will be Teddy Bridgewater 2.0. He will be a check down Charlie. The 2026 class has a better chance to develop into a better draft class next year. So, with all you people coming out here and saying that Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward are once-in-a-lifetime talents, you obviously don't know football and should stop talking about it. Jalen Milroe does not have the arm talent, Trap. Triap X. He does not have the arm talent. He's got the wheels. He's got the athleticism. But how far does that get you in the NFL? Jalen Milroe does not have the accuracy for me to say, okay, he can start day one. There's nobody in this draft class that's starting day one anyways. You're better off taking a guy like a Garrett Nussmeier or a Jackson Dart in the later rounds or Drew Allard, because I've seen Drew Allard fall to the 5th round. You're better off taking a guy like one of those three right there, and you sit him for a year and you bring in a bridge guy. I'd love to go look at Sam Howell because Sam Howell looked good in Washington. He actually wasn't bad, but he got sacked 60 over more than Bryce Young did last year. Randall, I hope so too, because I'm tired of talking about getting a quarterback in this draft class. I hope we don't win. I hope we win more games so we're not a top, even a top 5. I'm tired of saying, let's go for Shedeur. Let's go. No, man. No. Jalen Milroe is another one, man. Jalen Milroe is not even in my top. Let me go look at my quarterback draft board real quick. I don't even think I have Jalen Milroe as one of my top guys. And I've only done 6 tapes or 7. I don't even know if I have him in that. And I've done his tape, but I don't even think I put him on my draft board. No, I did, but he's not my number 1. I mean, you're better off taking a chance with guys, like I said, Quinn Ewers, Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Allard, Jackson Dart. I've done tape on all 4 of them and Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. I think that you're better off trying to find if we're talking about drafting a quarterback, you're better off looking at one of those guys in the 2nd or 3rd round. We need to hammer this defense badly. DJ Wonnum was a nice surprise on Sunday. DJ Wonnum was a very nice surprise. But we also have to think about the bigger picture here, and that's Clowney's not going to be here forever. But let's talk about the Bryce Young thing. Let's talk about the Bryce Young. But it's better, but it's still bad, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's still bad. Like, the guy is improving, sure, but it's a low bar when last week he could barely complete a pass beyond the line of scrimmage. But this week, he was throwing intermediate distances, like, which counts as a breakthrough for him. But let's give the kid credit. He looked more composed, and hell, he's even been better, pretty accurate. Right? When his rookie receivers didn't drop the ball, we've had a lot of drops from these rookies. Coker's one of them. Legette's one of them. But let's not kid ourselves into thinking that Young is good yet. Better doesn't mean he's ready to lead this Panthers to anything but another mediocre finish. Yesterday's overtime win against the Giants was one of those someone has to win, but neither team wants to win this game. Sloppy play calling, drop passes, inconsistent quarterback backing made for a nail-biter finish in the worst way possible, because at least Young at a point where he's auditioning for a spot on the 2025 team rather than the chopping block. So progress, sure, but not enough to make me optimistic that the Panthers are winning more games anytime soon. We're looking at a schedule that could chew us up and spit us out. Teams that are twice as prepared as we are. And then when I was talking about Munich, could you imagine an NFL football team going to Munich, Germany? And I'm talking about, when I say go to Munich, talking about like them being a professional football team in Munich, Germany. Why not move this cursed franchise to Munich? And really, I'm just joking. But if you really thought about it, if there was ever a sign that a team needs a major change, it was their fluky win in Germany. Like, there's got to be something in the there. Maybe it's the beer. I don't know. That allowed the Panthers to eke out a victory. But hell, we had more Panthers fans there than we did in our own home. Carolina's home field advantage is a myth. Maybe it's time to play ball where things work in our favor, right? Like, imagine the Munich Panthers. Thrilling German fans with scrappy ineptitude and accidental wins. It's a place where luck seems to side with us. Yes, I'm joking mostly, but let's be real. We're talking about a team that hasn't had genuine magic since the middle of Ron Rivera's run. Back then, the Panthers were watchable. Win or lose, they are a team that you could feel something. You could feel something about. Yesterday, for the first time in ages, I felt like the Panthers didn't make fans want to claw their eyes out. It wasn't pretty football, but it wasn't even good football, but it was fun. And that's something worth hoping for, even if it takes moving the whole damn team to Europe to feel it again. So here we are. The Panthers are still terrible, but a little less terrible than they were. Bryce Young is getting better, and he's nowhere near good. Let's be honest. He's not. I don't even think he's average, but the defense is trying, but our offenses that are barely putting up a fight. And next week, it'll probably be back to business as usual, grinding out losses, dreaming of the draft. You can call it optimism, you can call it depression, or you can call it reality. I call it reality. So back to reality. But still. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. I wonder if NFL.com's got the game film up. Maybe we can bring it up. Let me see. Maybe we can bring it up if it's up there. I don't know. I don't know if it's up yet. Again, shout out to all the veterans. I gave y'all a nice little spiel this morning. Appreciate all you guys in here. Happy Veterans Day to you. God bless you for everything that you do to keep us safe. Hold on. Oh, hell no. No. Okay, but wait a minute. Do we have the replays? That's that question. Game replays. There it is. Do they have the game replays? They do have the game replays, but wait a minute. They got all 20. Wait, they got two all 22s? Oh. So they do got the all 22 up of this game already. Let's see what we got. Let's get in the chat real quick, and then we'll get right back into it. That's hilarious. That's hilarious, Kristen. Military bases in Germany. We could have a fan base out there, right? I know. We need a new logo, add a secondary color, and a tone down the turquoise. We need a vet to win now, too. Only watch because Chuba Hubbard. Okay. There you go. There you go, Kristen. That's the way you do it up. Dom34, what's up, man? Smash that like and subscribe. Most likely the Chiefs escape the Broncos. They're definitely kicking our ass. If we win, it's raining gold the next day. I mean, if we beat the Chiefs, I must be growing a money tree out front in my yard. Because I have a tree out there and it's dead right now, but maybe somehow it turns it around. We need to attack the D in the deep draft. No looking for quarterbacks or really the offense in general. The D is not good. Yeah, I think that they'll probably still look. It depends on the free agency too, because we need to be looking at bringing in probably another wide receiver and I think another center, because I don't know what's going to happen with Adam Thielen. So shout out to Zero to Hero. Appreciate you with the $10 donation. But yeah, I agree with you. We need to attack this defense, but I wouldn't be surprised if they look at a wide receiver in a corner to bring in. And maybe and it will depend, I think, on the free agency, because I think if there's a free agent's corner center out there and a free agent wide receiver out there that they can possibly get, then they might not even look. That's a decent, a decent player and a decent contract. They might not even look at any offensive pieces. But that's the only thing I would look into offensively going into, at least the free agents wise, is those two positions. But who knows? We'll see who's available. Shout out to Zero the Hero. Appreciate you, man, with the $10 dono. Appreciate that. Trade Bryce for Field straight up. The high vibe, if it was that easy, I would. I know, right? I know, right? That's so true, Roadmaster. Like, share, you guys. Appreciate that, Davis. The Chiefs are typically down until the fourth quarter. Then they turn it up. They're playing down to their opponents. It's a pattern. In my opinion, draft D, obtain O through proven bets. Yep. Is there an upper? We need to reset this defensive line. Absolutely. Is there a super good wide receiver in this draft? Yeah. There's plenty. There's a couple actually. There's a couple. But again, we need to reset this defense, man. We need to reset this defense. What does our corner need to look like going into the draft? Like Mike Jacks can't follow the team. Kendall, I don't know, man. We'll see what they do. Like, we'll see who they re-sign. We'll see who they bring back. Obviously, we'll see what this team looks like before going into the draft because they'll probably be making some free agent moves. I mean, they're gonna bring in somebody, right? They're gonna sign some people. And they're gonna maybe bring back some guys that are already on here. So we'll see. But again, do we go after another corner in this draft? I would say that that's not a position I'm opposed to looking at. But I do think that one of the top priorities, and I'm a bigger believer in this, guys. I'm a big believer in rebuilding the trenches. That's where you win football games. You rebuild the front lines on both sides of the ball, and that's how you win football games. Right? I think we definitely need an edge rushing room. I'm also a big believer that if you have an elite pass rushing room, you can make an average secondary look above average. So for me, I'm all about going after edge rushers and defensive line in this next draft. I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer in this next draft. That's what we need to do. I truly do. Thielen, I wouldn't be surprised going back to purple. In my opinion, he's totally moving on from us. Trading him for another player, I'd be happy with. Yeah, we'll see. Chance the Vapor says Mason Graham or Abdul Carter, both, if possible. Both, if possible. Chance the Vapor, both, or both. BAOUF. Both. Yep. Abdul Carter in the first. Tarkario Davis in the second. Tarkario Davis, actually, Marcos, you could probably get him in the third. The way he's falling on draft boards right now, I don't know why he's falling, at least based off of PFF. He's falling. I was able to get him in the third round. I think maybe even later than that. I'd have to go look back at that mock draft I did, but I was able to get him in the third or fourth. So we'll see. So would a GM Clay take Ward off the draft board at this point? No. Like, take him off. Like, don't like have him off your draft board. I never had him on mine. Now, if it's I understand we need a quarterback, but I'd rather rock with Bryce Young another year or bring in a bridge guy, rebuild this defense, and then go get my guy in the next year. Because I think we have a better chance on hitting in that 2026 draft than we do hitting somebody in this one. Unless truly Dave Canales truly believes that there is a guy in this draft that he's like, I want him. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I think Shedeur Sanders is a Teddy Bridgewater 2.0 in the making. I think Cam Ward, after playing Georgia Tech, he got exposed. Jackson Dart, the guy I keep telling you is the real deal, but no one wants to believe me, goes out and beats Georgia. But what do I know? What do I know? When I keep telling y'all that Jackson Dart's the real deal and he goes out there, gets injured, comes back in the game, and absolutely puts up what was it, 38-16, 28-16, the final score, something like that, goes out there. He's already got over 3,000 yards. Like Jackson Dart has over 3,400 yards, I think it is. And I think it's like 20 something touchdowns to 8 interceptions or 4 interceptions. Which really, Ole Miss, the 2 losses that they have on the schedule, they should have never lost those games. But what do I know? But we'll say Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward are the next coming of these of the next elite quarterbacks. If you're GM, Clay, are you re-signing Corbett or Cade Mays? I think Corbett has another year on his contract, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Laster. If correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't think I would have to re-sign him. I already think he already has. I think he's already on a contract, under contract, but I could be wrong. Cade Mays, you could probably sign it for a cheap deal. I mean, he did very good against Dexter Lawrence. You got to give the guy credit. I mean, Cade Mays did very well against Dexter Lawrence. But again, I'm telling you guys this right now. The reason why we're seeing guys like Cade Mays, Brady Christensen, and Austin Corbett was one of them, even though I think Corbett's very good because when he's healthy, I think he's a very good right guard, but his transition to center seemed very easy peasy for him. I'm telling you guys this right now. Damian Lewis and Robert Hunt have been the reason why this offensive line is moving together the way it is, because they are the foundation of that offensive line. They are keeping that offensive line together the way that they're able to block and push these defensive linemen off the line of scrimmage. And it makes Cade Mays's and Ike Ekwonu and Taylor Moton's jobs so much easier. And I kept telling you guys this last year. Bradley Bozeman wasn't the issue. And I kept telling you guys this. I kept telling you that most of the pressures was coming from the left guard and right guard positions, and they were. And now you see why Damian Lewis, why this offensive line is so good. It's because of guys like Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis. I don't say things to just sometimes I say things to just say them, but when I'm very dead ass serious, I know what I'm talking about. Well, that's what he's turning into, Davis, at this point. He's turning into a game manager. And that's all they want him to be. They just want him to be a good game manager at this point. He's a free agent. Actually, keep pounding it wasn't, because I could show you plenty of statistics that it wasn't coming from the tackle positions. I can also show you a statistical chart that shows that most of the pressures were coming from the left guard and right guard positions. I can sincerely prove that point. So it wasn't. As much as you believe that, you can think, but you can believe that. But I have charts to prove that that is actually wrong. And all the dude, it definitely, yes. And part of the issue was, yes, Icky, part of it was, but most of the pressures was coming from the left guard and right guard positions. But it also actually said that the center position was getting most of it. But the problem is that our left guards and right guards couldn't block to save their life because all the pressures were coming from the inside. Why do you think Chandler Zavala sucked? Why do you think Cade May sucked? Why do you think Gabe Jackson was terrible? Why do you think Bradley Bozeman was getting blamed for that? I'm telling you guys this right now. The pressures were coming from the inside. Sign Cade. I'm open to it. Like, I wouldn't be mad about signing Cade Bays. Like, Cade Bays is. At first, I was like, this kid's ass. This kid's ass. But he has proven to be respectable enough to earn me to sign him for another 1-year contract in a very small one. It's more like a prove it deal with K-Base. It would be a prove it deal. But again, if there is a free agent or there is a center in this draft that I do like, which I do have like 2 that I do like in this draft. But if there's a center that's available that fits this offense and the scheme in the free agency that we could get him for a nice deal for like a 2-year, 3-year deal, go after it. Need Bryce to keep the exercising his handoff to ability to Chuba. I feel that, Chuck. Run the damn ball. I know our fan base is split and just want Bryce gone, but drafting quarterbacks a red flag. Worst case scenario is just one season with Bryce, but with a defense help a lot with our draft picks. Absolutely. I want to get more draft picks. So we'll see what they do this offseason. I'm hoping that they maybe make some moves to get 2 or 3 more draft picks, and I want to go into this next draft with a shit ton. Corbett is the player we're hoping he be, so I wouldn't be mad about letting him go. Yeah, again, I think Corbett at this point, he's tore his ACL, and then he tore his ACL in the other knee, if I'm not mistaken. I think the guy's tore his ACL in both knees, and then he also tore the MCL in one of the same knees, and now he's got a torn bicep. Like, the guy's just injury prone at this point. Transition to the center position, great. Started out fine. But I just think he's injury prone at this point, and I could not continue to feel comfortable anymore. Even though we've seen guys step up, but why are we just going to continue to pay this guy to continue to get injured each and every single year? I don't see it. I don't. It doesn't make sense to me. So that was my Monday afternoon rant. Let's get into my next topic here. I'm just going with some banners today, ladies and gentlemen. Going with some banners. Maybe we'll break down some film. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll save that for tomorrow. Dave Canales admits it. The Carolina Panthers are Bryce Young's team. Bryce Young is showing up these past couple games like a quarterback that has been a little bit reborn. In my opinion, like, the dude finally looks like he belongs, and it's about damn time. For once, he's got momentum. He's got a shred of confidence that he can actually get the job done. Are things perfect? Hell no. But for the first time since he got drafted, he looks like he's starting to figure it out. All right. I feel like he's starting to figure it out. I have liked what I've seen from him. And I do. Like, I can't, but they're turning him into a game manager at best. That's what they're doing. They're turning him into a game manager at best. But he does got some good momentum. He's got some shred of confidence that I like to see, that he can actually get the job done. But again, are things perfect? Hell no. But for the first time since he got drafted, ladies and gentlemen, He looks like he's starting to figure it out. Okay. This play right here is a perfect example. Nothing there. Pressure coming. He runs out. A nice solid run. Again, those are the things that you want to see a guy do. But let's not sugarcoat it. I think him getting benched after 2 lousy games was a brutal wake-up call for him. Like the Carolina Panthers gave Young a glimpse of the pit if he didn't get it together, and instead of sulking, he dug in, busted his ass, kept his head down, didn't let the team down while riding the bench. That's what you got to see from a guy who's supposed to lead the franchise. Young's got a fire in him now. All right? And you can see it. He's actually trusting his line. He's standing in the pocket, right? He's standing in the pocket. Like, here's a perfect example. He's moving his feet. That was a little off, throws off platform, but it was a nice throw. Here, stumbles, makes the move. Finds his balance. Great play. Like you're seeing some of these are just some examples right here from these plays. Jeff R., I think they tried to blitz us. That's the issue. I think they tried to blitz us. But Brian Burns only got 1 sack on us. Absolutely, Panthers blue. I got to see more zip from him. I'm just giving the kid credit where credit's due, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's all I'm doing. All right. Again, he's got some fire in him now. We're seeing it. And you can see it. He's actually trusting his line. Like I said, he's standing in the pocket. He's not just flinching like a deer in the headlights, right? And sure, his receiving crew is not exactly packed with superstars, but these are guys that can develop into them. I think we've seen enough from Jalen Coker and Xavier Legette. Roadmaster, you're right. He did run into that sack. Again, that's very true. All right, so I don't disagree with that. Don't disagree with that. I'm just giving the kid flowers where flowers due. All right. All right. They're they're scrappy. They're improving. They're clicking with Young even more, though. Jalen Coker and Legette and Sanders. We finally get a taste of what he could be. Again, this is against the New York Giants. Okay. He did exactly what he was supposed to do in this scheme of Dave Canales. The Panthers leaned heavily on Chuba Hubbard. Trap X. I mean, I understand that, man. I already know what's going to happen when he plays good teams, but we've already seen what happens when he plays good teams. The Chargers are a perfect example of what happens when Bryce Young plays good teams. The Chargers defense is very underrated and nobody's talking enough about him. I'm just giving the kid flowers. My God, when a guy plays good and you try to give him some flowers, just like Bryce Young, you can't give Bryce Young flowers because there's certain people in this fan base that are just like just shocked or call you out on it. I'm just giving the kid flowers. I'm not sitting here saying that this kid is going to be a franchise quarterback. Not sitting here saying that he is the face, the future of the Carolina Panthers. I'm just saying that the kid has improved. Do I still believe in Bryce Young? No. Have I seen progress? Yes. So I'm giving him flowers. Sometimes I feel like it's just hard for people to give credit where credit's due, and you should. Just like how, well, that's different. Never mind. I'm not going to even go there. But when Young, here was the thing, though. We leaned heavily on Chuba Hubbard, and that was very much predictable. But when Young needed to step up and make clutch throws like that touchdown in the end zone to Davion Sanders, he delivered. Right? He didn't go nuts. He did his job. That's a hell of a lot better than where he was a few weeks ago. All right. Now the kid's steady. Again, he's steady improvement. Right? Teammates are backing him up. Even fans are starting to come around. I think some fans are. But it's like everyone's finally seeing Young as more than just an unlucky rookie floundering under Carolina's endless chaos. Even Canales said, who's kept everyone guessing, his will he or won't he routine, had to admit that he's looking better every week. Now, let's talk about this weird mind games that Dave Canales is playing, though. Why he insists on keeping things open at the quarterback is a mystery to me. Because maybe he thinks he'll keep Young on edge and that continues to light this fire under him that we're seeing. Or maybe Canales just likes watching us lose our minds over it. I don't know. But regardless, these coaching theatrics that he's doing, it's clear as day that I think this is Bryce Young's team now. He's putting together consistent performance. He's being a game manager that you wanted to be. He's growing more confidence. And frankly, he's the best damn option we've got. Again, do I think this kid's going to win us more games? Not really. Maybe Palmer is his QB road master. We know. I don't know. I don't know if that's a joke or sarcasm, but at this point, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think Dave Canales truly does believe in Bryce. I don't think he trusts him either. And neither do I. Me as a fan, I don't either. But I'm just giving credit where credit's due. I think that the hitting the reset button worked, like for now, but being benched was like a slap in the face for this kid. Like sitting on the sidelines gave him a second to reset, reevaluate, and get his head back in the game. It was humbling. Yeah, it seems to have worked. Now he's taking the field with purpose. There's still a long way to go, and this climb won't be smooth. For once, he's seeing Young take real steps in the right direction, but let's not get too comfortable. Shit's about to hit the fan after the bye week. All right? In week 12, Carolina faces this undefeated, two-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. This isn't some throwaway matchup. This is going to be a brutal test for this kid. Like, Young's going to have to keep his head straight, take the good with the bad, ride out the storm if he wants to keep the franchise from reconsidering his future. Now, the big decision here is Young here to stay? That's the next question, chat. Like, what's the big decision here? Is he here to stay? There's no denying Young is giving the Panthers front office something to chew on. But will he stay or will he go? I think some folks think he's trade bait if a good offer comes up. Others think that the Panthers will give him another shot to look down the QB, to lock down that QB role in 2025. The final games of this season could be a make or break for him. If he can keep showing up, who knows? But maybe he'll actually stick around. Or he might have been down for a minute, but he sure as hell isn't out yet. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see what they do or what Bryce does these next couple weeks, because I'm very curious. Trust me. All right. What's up, Andy Brown? King JP, what's up, man? That'll depend on if Tepper is still sold on Bryce or not. Right. Right. And we'll see. We'll see if he's sold on Bryce or not. All right. Let's see here. Trying to see if I got some more highlights for you. Well, we got highlights, but we could honestly just play the freaking clip. Top 25 running backs. Let's see here. I don't even know if I got anything else on here besides this. Y'all give Clay to 50 likes. Where are we at on the likes? Happy Veterans Day once again to everyone that's just joining. Appreciate everyone joined the live stream. We got over 50 people watching, got 37 likes. Also, become a member today. Also, hit that subscribe button. We're going to talk about some key bye week goals, man, that they absolutely need to get done. Okay? Some key bye week goals that they absolutely need to get done. All right. Let's see here. All right, so we're going into the bye week. So we're going into the bye week. Which obviously we're all probably shocked that we're even got a 2-game winning streak. Again, guys, I'm even shocked right now that we're talking about that we've won 2 games straight. Right? They've won 2 in a row for the first time in the Bryce Young era. And while that feels like a small victory, this isn't the time to start patting anyone on the back. All right. Like, this bye week isn't just a chance to rest, lick some wounds. It's critical chance to sort out some key issues that could make or break the rest of the season. If 9 wins, a few more games will keep him. I'm scared. It's all about developing, seeing growth. That's what I'm seeing. We gave up too much not to give BY a fair chance, considering how bad our roster was when drafted in the coaching carousel. Yeah. Jason comes in and says, Cam and Shador are clear cut the best 2 quarterbacks. You lost all credibility. JSN, well, come back to me. All right, how about this? Come back to me after we see Shador Sanders and Cam Ward in the NFL, and let's just see what happens then. You can say all you want, and you can have your credibility or your say about it, but they're not the 2 best quarterbacks in this draft class. This is one, again, I'm going to tell you this right now. The NCAA is watered down. Anybody can beat anybody on any given Saturday. You're seeing that now due to the fact of the transfer portal and the NIL deals, and you're going to continue to see that until this shit changes in college football. You'll see Cam Ward coming here. He got exposed by a Georgia Tech team, which for some reason Mario Cristobal can for some reason not beat him. Shador Sanders, again, has not been an elite defense in the Big 12. And you want to sit here and tell me that Shador Sanders is the best quarterback in this draft class? Shador Sanders, it's not even close. Jackson Dart, Quinn Ewers are playing SEC talent week in and week out. And they look better than both of those guys. I'd love to see Cam Ward or Shador Sanders play in the SEC. And no matter what y'all think anyway, Shedeur Sanders will never be a Carolina Panther. Get it through your thick head. Even if we had the first, second round pick to get him, the first or the second pick to get him, we wouldn't get him anyways. But JSN, you hold that same energy, and I'm going to laugh when Shedeur Sanders is nothing more than a Teddy Bridgewater 2.0. And Cam Ward is nothing but maybe a Vince Young. He probably will be a Vince Young at best in the NFL. Get the fuck out of here. Shit. Talking about the two best. You lost all your credibility. Shit. Okay. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I'm going to laugh right in your face. But what do I know? You can't tell me that the NCAA is not watered down. That the quarterback position in the NCAA and in NFL is not watered down. Caleb Williams is sure as hell showing his true colors. I can tell you that right now. But we want to blame Matt Eberflus, which Eberflus ain't that good. But can we really be honest? Is Caleb Williams really that good? He only threw for 120 yards yesterday. I need to see more out of his arm, man. He's got to get better with the accuracy. I think he's got all the athleticism there, but the accuracy, the arm accuracy, is just not there. I think he can throw. I don't know how far he can throw it. I'm not too sure if he's got the arm strength of the NFL caliber, because I've never seen him throw it very deep. I don't know what the longest pass he's thrown at Alabama. What's the longest pass Jalen Milroe's thrown? I'd have to go back and look at that. My heart goes out to DJ Moore. He doesn't deserve that mess with Williams. I know. Stop. I know, Chef 80. Hey, Chef 85. I don't understand why we even are talking about quarterbacks to the Carolina Panthers. I've been saying this. I've been saying the same thing, Chef 85. People come in like JSN, talk about Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. Best quarterbacks. Yeah. I can't wait till that crow gets eaten by people. And it's not just JSN that believes that. There's also other Carolina Panthers fans that think that we should go after Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. Like, okay. I kind of figured that based off the way I look at him. He reminds me of just another more athletic and faster Joe Milton. I figured the arm talent's there, but it just couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Yeah. That's another thing. I'm tired of talking about Alabama quarterbacks. Like, what Alabama quarterback has come out and looked good in the NFL? Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa. Besides Jalen Hurts, you've got Mac Jones, Tua, Bryce. Really nothing else. We got to, again, we have to look at defense. I just don't see it. Turtle Man. I just don't. Me personally, I just don't. All right, let's get back to this. But things we need to do. All right. The bye week isn't just a chance for us to obviously rest up, get ourselves back acclimated, back home. But this is a critical chance for us to sort out some key issues, all right, that can make or break the rest of the season. The Panthers have a lot of work to do during this bye week, whether you believe it or not, if they want to even stay competitive in these next couple games, right? Like, if this coaching staff wants fans to stay awake through the back half of this season, there are some critical things that they need to do. And these are just some that I think is in my opinion. Number one, Bryce Young should be the starter and stay the starter. And let's move on. All right, because here's the reason why. Number one, if he shits the bed, you get the higher draft pick. If he does great, improves, develops, then that's another conversation that we can have. But it's still a baffling question that this is still a question, because Dave Canales is dancing around naming Young the full-time starter. And again, it's like I said earlier, maybe he's trying to continue to keep that edge and that fire under Bryce's ass. And, you know, he keeps saying that Bryce Young made a statement, but stop short of giving him a firm nod. Like, enough with the coaching speeches. And, like, the kid has had his ups and downs. I get it. And sure, he's got momentum now. But Bryce has finally shown some consistency, some resilience, and it's time for Canales to step up, drop the motivational and shenanigans, whatever you want to call it, and just give Bryce Young the quarterback QB1, period. Because starting Andy Dalton's not going to do us any good. What good does it do to try to develop Bryce Young if you want to try to see what you can get out of him and what you drafted him to be in the first place? If he has that chance. Like, dragging this decision out every damn week is exhausting for me. I don't know if it's exhausting for you guys. I'm just tired of it. Like, he's supposed to be leading this offense without looking over his shoulder. The bye week is prime time for Canales to sit down, solidify his decision, make it clear that Bryce Young is the starter. No more playing games, just naming the starter. Again, one side, you get this guy, you put Bryce Young out there, he shits the bed. The other side, he develops into at least a good game manager. If he goes far beyond that, okay then. Another thing, on this bye week, Dan Morgan, do me a favor and extend this guy right here. Extend this guy right here. Extend J.C. Horn now. You need to extend J.C. Horns now, because there have been reports that have hinted that Panthers wanted to lock down they want to lock down Chuba and J.C. Horn. They got Hubbard's deal done, but I'm still waiting on J.C. Horn's deal to get done. I think if the Panthers are smart, they won't let this drag out. Horn has been a standout this year. He's remained healthy. He's locking down guys. He's one of the few young players who's proven himself as a long-term asset. I know that we've had injury issues with him, but we've known that the talent and the elite talent is there. The problem was, could he stay healthy? And he has proven that now. I feel like he has proven that he can play more than just 9-10 games a season. I think Roadmaster, he probably will, but I think you could get him now. You could lock him down now, because here's the reason why I say that you could lock him down now. Okay? You lock him down now. Okay? You lock him down now, and you save money. Because if you don't extend, if you don't extend him now, you're going to spend more money. Let's say you let him play on that 5th-year option, though, Roadmaster. He goes out there and does the same thing he's doing right now this year. He's going to want more money. The guy wants to be here, which isn't exactly common in the current state of this team. Lock him down, get the extension signed, and secure the secondary for years to come. Horn has shown he's got both the talent and the attitude to be a leader on this team. This is the type of player you don't let go because you were too slow to make a move. Brady Christian's another one. Brady Christian's definitely another one. That's another Andrew Norwell right there. Brady Christensen's another guy that needs to get extended this offseason. Another thing is, can we get Adam Thielen back on the field? Like last year's, he's the most reliable wide receiver who caught over 100 balls, over 1,000 yards, was Bryce Young safety net. Obviously, he was MIA this week, but and he's been MIA since week 3. But the Panthers initially had him at wide receiver 2. Since then, Deontay Johnson, who was holding down the wide receiver 1 slot, obviously we all know what happened. Got shipped out. So that means the role is sitting there waiting for Thielen to reclaim it. So the Panthers have been missing his veteran presence, I feel like, in the route running precision part. I think Jalen Coker has done a fine job in that route running part. In this last game, he just dropped too many balls for me. Xavier Legette, too, is getting better. Like, we're seeing these younger guys get better. I think Young could use someone who can actually rely on, especially in the clutch moments. The bye week needs to be all about getting Thielen and these other guys back up to speed, back into rhythm with this team. For Thielen, get back into rhythm with Bryce Young, back to making those tougher catches downfield for him. There's no point waiting around any longer. If the Panthers want to get serious, they need Thielen at the top of the wide receiver depth chart, catching passes and helping Young obviously build some of that damn consistency. Yeah, I just think that those are a couple of things we need to do. Obviously, that just comes with time and health. All right, so let's go look at this draft board now. All right, so let's go look at this draft board. So Carolina, obviously after that win yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, have now moved their draft status. Let's see if PFF has updated. Yes, they have. So Carolina, PFF has now fixed their mock draft board. So when we look at this board now, Carolina now has the number 10th pick. So the Jaguars have a number 1 pick. The Giants have the number 2 now. The Titans have the 3. The Browns have the 4. Raiders have 5. Dolphins have 6. Patriots have the 7th. The Jets have the 8th pick. And the Saints have the 9th. And we have the 10th pick now. So with us having the 10th pick, it's crazy how things can change from these draft boards in just 2 weeks. Because a few weeks ago, we were the worst team with the worst record in the league. We were cruising towards the number 1 overall pick in this draft. And it turns out, for some reason, these past 2 games, we pulled off 2 shocking wins back-to-back. And now that's thrown our draft order into total chaos. Now, in week 10, the Panthers managed to do something they hadn't done in almost a year. Technically, I know it's not a win at home, but they got a win at home. It wasn't just any win. They took in week 10, they took down the Saints, then they flew out. Sorry, in week 9, they beat the Saints. Week 10, they flew out to Germany and won that game, right? Now suddenly we're 3-7 and apparently, I guess, more respectable. So we move up to number 10. This draft position has just shifted us drastically. They're no longer in pole position to grab that coveted number 1 pick for a team that's been a dumpster fire for most of the season. That's both a blessing and a curse when it comes to this, right? But here's the thing. So now you've got this. So you look at this now. So what does this mean? Okay. So if we're talking about what's the draft strategy now for Carolina, that we're still in the top 10 pick. Okay. Here's the real kicker, because Bryce Young is, again, we're saying he's showing some life, but the Panthers aren't in the same drafted quarterback or die mode they were just a month ago. If Young had kept up the same weak-ass performances we saw weeks 1, 2, this team could be gearing up to start fresh, nab another quarterback with their top pick. But Young's been inching closer to what they hoped he'd be, proving that maybe, just maybe, he can be a legit starter if given the right support. We shall see. Again, I'm not holding my breath on that. But that's what I just think they're thinking. That now this shift and Young's play actually changes a ton for Panthers, because in their minds, they're no longer thinking to consider blowing a high draft pick on a quarterback. Instead, they're looking at building up their lineup to help, I guess, Bryce Young survive. I guess that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking next season. So, and what I mean by that, I think that they can think about maybe grabbing. The only thing they're thinking about grabbing on this offense is maybe a center, maybe another wide receiver. But for the most part, they have to be thinking defense and beefing up this defensive line. And that's things that they don't want to repeat after this season. So looking ahead, what if I'm Carolina? Let's say we finish the season now with a top 10 pick still likely. The Panthers have some good options. They're not stuck reaching for another quarterback, which means they can think big about adding pieces they've been missing, right? And they could go get another wide receiver in this draft they want to. I'm not a big fan of that. They could focus on the offensive line, maybe get a center in this draft. I do think they should do that. I think they should get a center in this draft if there's not anybody out there in the free agency world. Now, if there's a wide receiver out there in the free agency world, I would probably try to take the chance on that as well. But again, Bryce Young's not constantly running for his life anymore. That offensive line has shored up very nicely. So if we're going to go through another season, I think we got to lock down another corner, a defensive playmaker. Wouldn't hurt either, given that this defense has been shaky as hell. But you're going to get a guy like Derek Brown back. That's going to definitely help. We don't know what the Shaq Thompson's going to do, whether he retires or comes back. And that obviously that's a decision of Carolina to make. Obviously, we need to see how the rest of this season pans out. Okay? The Panthers aren't where they thought they'd be a few weeks ago, and they're not where I thought they would be a few weeks ago either. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, they're winning. You see progress from Bryce Young. They still got a high draft pick in their pocket. For the first time in a while, I feel like this is a team that actually has a shot to steer things in the right direction. Now, listen to what I just said there. They have a shot because right now they're winning. You got Bryce Young in progressing. They still got a shot at a high draft pick in their pocket. And I feel like for the first time in a while, this is the team that actually has a shot to steer things in the right direction. But that comes down to Dan Morgan when the offseason comes. Like, it doesn't matter what happens here. It's all about how Dan Morgan drafts. So we can either, it's not like we're going to win out and be 10-7. We're not going to win 7 straight games. Okay, looking at our schedule. So, I mean, for me, they can't screw this up. Like, they need to use this top pick to actually improve this roster. Not just grab some flashy player like Travis Hunter off the board. Like, if Carolina plays their cards right, this could be the start of something real for this franchise. But if they botch it, we're already in for another season for bottom feeding and broken dreams all over again. So you've got to make the right decisions going into this season and going into this draft. You cannot botch this draft, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot botch the draft. Damn. Hold on, wait, go back to the settings. When are they going to give me the 6th and 7th round picks? Let's see how this goes real quick. We'll just do a quick one. All right, let me see the top 10 picks. Travis Hunter at 1. Interesting. Jalen Monroe at 2. Okay. New York goes after Jalen Monroe. Interesting. I can see it. I don't know. I can see it. All right, McMillan. I mean, stud. I figured they'd go Cam Ward here. I'm surprised that Tennessee didn't, but maybe PFF changed some things up. Mason Graham. Marcos Cash, he's okay. Mushin Muhammad, he's okay. He's nothing to be excited about. Mason Graham is who I want out of this first round. Will Johnson is a great corner to get. Malachi Starks, I like him at safety. Kenneth Grant, of course, was another guy. If I couldn't get Mason Graham, I was going to get his sidekick, Kenneth Grant. Will Campbell, probably the best tackle in this draft. Nick Scorton, one of the best edge rushers. I don't think he's the best one, but he's definitely up there. Luther Burden is nice. Ashton Gentry is nice. Isaiah Bond is nice, but we have to think about our future. And so if I'm Carolina, I'm looking at edge rusher, I'm looking at linebacker. We got LT Overton, Abdul Carter. We'll see what trades are available. Wouldn't mind see if we could trade back, maybe work something out here. Somebody. Maybe Indy. Let's see what Indy does. Let's see if I go 12 for my 10. 7% chance that works. All right, give me a future second then. I want a future second. Or you give me a future first. No? All right, give me a third and a future second. All right, give me your second and a future fourth. Ooh. Okay. Give me your second and or give me this, and this. Gave me a first, your 76, and a second round pick. All right, let's resume. All right. Now I feel like I could go ahead and take this guy without feeling bad. LT Overton's nice. 2 sacks on the year. Abdul Carter has got 7 sacks. That run defensive grade. Not very good against West Virginia. He was balling in Ohio State. I'm surprised they gave him only a 76.5. Yeah, we're taking Abdul Carter here. Probably not the best pick. They probably will give me shit about that one. They'll probably give me shit. PFF will. But hey, I mean, was able to get an extra third round pick and a future second. God dang, they took TJ Sanders. See if Tyreek Williams goes down there. See, Takario Davis is falling. Tyreek Williams is there. What linebackers I got? Oh, Jalen Walker. His ADP is at a 48.5. For 48.4 ain't bad. Jalen Walker is nice. I mean, I gotta say, Jalen Walker is. I kind of like Jalen Walker here. I might go with him. Where do I have him on my draft board? I don't know if I have him that high. I like Barrett Carter better. Jay Higgins, I like him more than Jalen Walker, maybe. But always Georgia linebackers always pan out in the NFL. Danny Stutzman's already off the board, so I couldn't get him. Landon Barton. Could take Garrett Nussmeier, man. Could take Garrett Nussmeier. Or I could just double up on edge and get either Landon Jackson or JT Talamalu, or however you pronounce his last name. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. I could double up on edge rusher. I mean, Kyle Kennard's right there. That's my boy. I'm taking my boy, Kyle. Give me Kyle Kennard. He leads the NCAA in sacks, if I'm not mistaken. He's got 8 sacks on the year, 20 hurries, 5 hits, pass rushing win rate 15.3%. All right. Chat GPT told you that? Okay. Oh, man. See, the problem is these D linemen go quick. I feel like Armaj Reed is better. Where's the other center? Connor Tolson. Jake Slaughter. I probably might take Jake Slaughter later. I would look into getting him later. But Jonah Monahan might be the best one in this draft. All right, so who is on this board right now? I'm at 74. Chat, you guys can start throwing names out if you want. We've traded back with Andy. We got a future. We got their first, their third round pick plus a future second round pick. We took Abdul Carter at the 12th. Really, there was no good defensive lineman for me to take. So I just doubled up on edge rusher at the 49th pick. Got Kyle Kennard. Now we're in the third round. We got the 74 and the 76 pick. Maybe a corner. You might be right. No. I mean, I'm not going to take Tommy Hill at 74. I could take Jonah Monahan to get a center. Could get a Kyron Lacey out of LSU. Bring him in. I mean, Barrett's there. But his ADP is so low. I don't like this one. I don't like this draft. I'm starting over. Starting this draft over. I don't like that one. Travis Hunter, Jalen Miller is probably going to be the same thing. No, not really. But all the guys went off. All right. I just think Tepper, if Tepper's not selling Bryce, he will get a quarterback. Well, I don't. I'm not trading with the Falcons. Not trading with Minnesota. So none of these trades intrigue me whatsoever. So we're just going to draft here. And why not just go ahead and let's just go ahead and knock it out of the park. We can go ahead and get Nick Scruton. Go ahead and get him here. Hopefully there will be a defensive lineman I can get at 49. But the defensive linemen fall off the board so freaking fast when you do these. Yep, there goes Corleone, Walker. Oh, okay. Wow. TJ Sanders. Fill that defensive line up. There we go. I'll take that. This is without trades. All right. So now we're at 74. Well, there's Takario Davis right there. Get Takario Davis. So now we got defensive line, edge rusher. Maybe be able to get that. Might be able to find a decent linebacker 111. We'll see. Let's see here. I mean, Kyron Reed is not bad. And Jay Higgins isn't bad either. I'm just not taking them, either one of them, that high. Now let's see. Do I have any? I don't like any of these interior guys. Wide receiver, Ricky White wouldn't be bad. Deion Burks wouldn't be bad, but I'm not taking them at 111. Tez Johnson wouldn't be bad. Zakir Franklin is not bad. Jimmy Horn I wouldn't be opposed to. I mean, we could get Derek Harmon, but I got TJ Sanders. Do we really need another defensive lineman, though? Do we go after get another edge rusher? I mean, we could get Patrick Payton here. Get another edge because the linebacker position's small. You're not getting anybody. I mean, do we need a safety? Do we go no? Linebacker, no. You could get your quarterback here. Could get to take Jackson Dart there. I already got a quarterback. I could get do I add another one in here? I got Takario Davis. Let's see what else we got. Do I go ahead and double up? Is there another edge rusher that I could take a chance on in the later rounds? Not really. I'll take Patrick Payton. I'll add an extra edge rusher onto this. I'll add an extra edge rusher for this group. Damn, I was hoping Harmon would be there, but he just fell off. All right, let's see if I can get a linebacker here. Okay. Nicholas Martin or Deshaun. Ooh, Deontay Lawson's here too. All right. Uh, Hey, JSN, go look at Jackson Dart stats and compare them to Shador Sanders and Cam Ward. And then you can just shut the fuck up because he's got 3,400 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions with an 86 QBR rating. And then he came out there and won the game. Got injured, came back and won that game against Georgia. So, joke's on you, you stupid fuck. Dick riding motherfucker. Get the fuck out of my chat. Sick and tired of these fucking dick riders, man. Because that's what they are. Fucking dick riders. All right. I'm trying to find. I don't know who I'm going to take here because. Oh, dude. Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Who do I have? All right, so Nick Scruton. Yeah, Marcos. He just is. Some people are just stupid. They just say shit to say shit. TJ Sanders. Okay, got a filled the defensive line. Got another corner. Okay. Then got another edge rusher. I really need a linebacker to really make this come all around, but I'm not going to pick either one of these guys. And maybe I could just go ahead and pick. Maybe do I double up? No, I already got another edge rusher, so maybe take Howard Cross here. And then I get just Jarshawn. And then I go right here and I get Jarshawn Barham. Jashawn Barham or Deontay Lawson. I probably would lean towards Jashawn Barham. See how this came out. Okay, bottom 34%, B plus. Forest City Kitty keep pounding 2 in a row. So Nick Scruton, TJ Sanders, Takaria Davis. You get Patrick Payton, Howard Cross. I mean, your defensive line, and you got 2 edge rushers. You get a Jashawn Barham. I don't know. I'm just messing around today, really, with it. But, anyways, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. I will be live again tomorrow. We're going to break some more stuff down. Maybe we'll break down this game film. Appreciate everyone that's been in here. Got us over to 45 likes. Looks like we've already got more subscribers already. If you want to become a member today, more things are coming. Make sure y'all guys go check out. Make sure you guys go check out the make sure you guys go check out the NFC South Roundtable. And of course, yeah, that's about it, man. Sorry, I'm out of it today. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans once again. Everyone in the chat, have a blessed day. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. But remember, 3 things: have fun, be safe, keep pounding. I'm out. Peace. Happy Monday, everyone.